Yeah, come in. Hi, welcome. Come in. Come in, I'll redistribute you guys. Just come in. Come in, keep coming in. So where did you come to? Where are you?
Right in the media house.
You're in the media house, right?
Yes.
How many radio stations are in this media house?
3.
Who can name some of them?
Cool FM.
Cool FM.
Wazobia FM.
Wazobia FM.
Nigeria.
Okay, so far so good. Where are you now?
The
The production room, right?
Yeah.
So who has any idea what we do in the production room?
Great sounds.
We create sounds. What kind of sounds? No idea? Anybody?
I think
Electrostatic. Whoa, calm down. She's going too far. Teacher, what are you feeding them? Electrostatic sound waves. That's too far. Just
science teachers.
give me an example of what we produce in a production studio. Ads. I don't know if you do this. Do you do this? Do you clap?
yes.
Do you clap? Please give me a hand. So, how many of you listen to the radio? Cool. So when the presenter is not speaking, when ads are not playing, when music is not playing, what else do you hear? Not ads, not music, not presenter. What else?
Static.
No.
Radio wave.
No. There are recorded programs, right?
Yes.
There are.
There's this thing like, for example, Cool
Yeah.
FM.
Yeah.
95.9.
Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Now, I always ask this question, and she's one of the few people that got it. They are called station identification liners. So don't write. Please pay attention. There will be no exam from this, so that you enjoy the experience. When you write, you distract yourself. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, station identification liners are used to tell the listener which. Hello. This is distracting. Okay. When we're done, you can take some videos and pictures. So, station identification liners are used to tell the listener what station they are tuned to and the dial. What's the dial? 95.9, right? The dial is where you tune to find the radio station. So the station identification liner is not your normal ads that you hear, your Milo or your Indomie, right?
Yeah.
So they are like ads for the radio station. Do you understand? So you create all those in the production studio. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any confusion? Cool. So what tools do you need in the production studio? From your observation, what and what do we need?
The speaker.
Speaker. What kind of speaker? Hold on. What kind of speaker? Oh, you thought I was just gonna let you say speaker, right? Hold on. So these are called monitor speakers. What are they called?
Monitor speakers.
Studio monitor speakers are different from the speakers in your house, in your car, in your restaurants because, any idea why? Why are they different? Not necessarily. All speakers transmit information, but there is a difference in the makeup. There is something different that makes a studio monitor speaker different from other speakers. They all give out sound, right?
Yes.
Yeah?
They produce sound directly from the monitor.
Yeah. Other speakers, if I plug them, they will produce sound directly from the monitor.
Is it particularly for music?
You have an idea, but not really.
No, the monitor speaker because of its size.
No, there are bigger speakers in clubs, restaurants, church, right?
Because of the sound they produce.
What about the sound is different?
It produces more sound.
More sound. But the ones in these spaces I called.
It's louder.
No, the one in your church will be louder. The one in clubs will be louder. The one, right?
Bass sound.
Bass sound. The ones in your cars have more bass.
Light
Exactly.
bass.
No.
They produce ongoing sounds.
No. Okay, so did you hear all the answers that were given? All the answers, other speakers do that. What these do that other speakers don't do is they produce the most natural sound, as close to real, as close to natural as possible. The ones in your car have been tweaked to have more bass, like I just said, right?
Yes.
So when you're in the car, it gives you that boom, 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 and you're feeling yourself, right?
Yes.
The ones in your restaurant have less bass, more treble. Treble is like that middle range. So that why do you think it has less bass in a restaurant or a filling station?
So that it doesn't interrupt when you're doing it.
Not necessarily.
I think so that it will sound so that other people can hear
Right,
it.
so that the sound can travel over a wider range. So a speaker that is for a closed space, you can enjoy more bass.
Yes.
A speaker that you need in an open space, if the bass is that much, it will drown out the sound that should travel because bass doesn't really travel that much. If you observe, you feel bass, you don't really hear bass that well. True or false?
True.
You feel bass in your body. So your monitor speakers give you sound, the most natural sound as possible, so that when you're making your decision for how much volume to give each element, you're making the right choices so that by the time you print it out or by the time you mix it down, whoever is playing it on any kind of speaker, it could be your phone speaker, you know your phone has speakers, right?
Yes.
It could be your small AM speaker, you know this
Yes.
small Bluetooth
Yes.
speaker. It could be your headset, it could be your laptop speaker,
Yes.
whatever kind of speaker. Because you made your decisions with a natural sounding speaker, a studio monitor, non-biased speaker. It's not biased to have more bass, it's not biased to have more treble. It comes out as best as possible. Do you understand the difference now?
Yes.
Who mentioned speakers? Who gave me the answer?
It was true.
You, right? Do you understand the difference now?
Yes.
Good. So you use studio monitor speakers in the studio. What else do you need in the studio? That's very vital for production.
Microphone.
Microphone. Any kind of microphone?
Monitor microphone.
Come again?
Monitor microphone.
Ah, nice. Okay, so these are called condenser microphones. What are they called?
Condenser microphone.
So those of you who are observant, you see microphones in your church, right?
Yes.
What is the difference between that one and this one?
This one has it has an outer layer and it has a circle.
Yeah, and I'll explain why in a bit. Any other difference between the one in your church and this one?
The one in my church most of the time is either handheld
Handheld.
or cable connected.
Nice. You want to say something?
This one's connected, like it's hooked down to
Right. So let me just start my explanation from what she just said. A condenser microphone. Can you pay attention? Your teacher is distracting you, right?
No.
They're all hearing at the top and looking that way. So the condenser microphone in the studio is connected by something called phantom power. What's it called? Now, phantom power is powered by special devices that provide phantom power. In this case, we are using, okay, we'll get to this, but we'll get here. Hold on. We have what we call a device called a sound card. Sound card is here, it's in there, you can't see it. So sound cards provide phantom power. But in addition to sound cards, we also have what we call voice processors. What are they called?
Voice processors.
They power the microphones through their phantom power generating ability. The ones in your church don't need phantom power. The ones in your church, some of them use batteries. That's why they're handheld without any wires. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it's rare. I don't think I've seen any studio. Hello, pay attention, please. I don't think I've seen any studio mics that use batteries. Because I don't think batteries can provide phantom power. Do you understand the difference?
Yes.
That's difference number one. Difference number two, the ones in your church are called dynamic microphones. The ones in the studio are called condenser microphones. The difference is in sensitivity.
Yes, sir.
The difference is in what?
Sensitivity.
When your chorister, when your choir mistress is holding the mic, you don't hear the sound of her hand on the mic, except she does something like this, right?
Yes.
But this one, if your recording is going on and you touch it, you could introduce noise into it because it's very sensitive. Now, when you're coming in, you heard her say something about the red lights.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
right? That happens when the mic is on. And before we get there, what is this? What's it?
A mixer.
A mixer. A console as well, but that's like the more advanced name. Mixer is like the broad name, right?
Yes.
What are mixers used for?
Mixers are used to edit the various types of sounds.
Edit. That word edit is not that accurate.
To merge the different sounds.
Yeah, in a way.
It used to increase
equalizer, bass.
Yes,
treble.
yes. Those are equalizers. Okay. Now, what mixers are used for predominantly is you gain access to different parameters. These are knobs, these are faders, these are buttons, right?
Yes, sir.
The mixer permits you to operate the studio as effectively as possible, so you can be as efficient as possible during your production process. For example, turning on the mic. What happened? See this red light that came on? It's connected to that red light outside. While the mic is on, sound doesn't come out. Sound only goes in. This is mic 1. Let me give you a little demonstration. So, let's say, let me pause this. So let's say I'm recording now. Can you see anything? Is anything happening?
No.
Meaning sound is not going in, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, we talked about sensitivity of the mic, right?
Yes.
This fader determines the sensitivity of the mic. Is any teacher? Hello?
Yes.
We are drawing our attention to you. So, what's happening now?
It's showing
It's
sound.
becoming more sensitive, right?
Yes.
This fader feeds sensitivity into the mic.
Yes.
So, who can tell me in what recording scenarios we will need the mic more sensitive, and in what scenarios we will need the mic less sensitive?
I think when when a radio presenter is talking, we need more sensitive.
Okay, when there are adverts going on.
Nah.
Okay. When the radio presenter is talking.
No, that's for turning on the mic. You need the mic on when you're talking. I'm talking about the sensitivity. Now, sensitivity is applicable to the performance. If you're about to make a promo for a night program where the person is going to be whispering, the person is going to be. Let me give you an example. Huh?
It's more sensitive.
Right?
Yes.
So I'm about to whisper like a night program. You see how small it was, right? It will barely come out.
Yes.
But if I make it more sensitive, I'm about to whisper. You see that?
Yes.
Now, when you want to perform a performance where you need to shout like, "Wala wala, yes!" Right? Things like that, like Jesus is Lord! Or Jesus! You see the difference?
Yes.
Now, if you're about to perform with loud volume, what do you do to the sensitivity? You make it less sensitive. When you're about to whisper, you increase the sensitivity, right?
Yes.
So these are the kind of parameters that you have available on a mixer. These are why mixers are very important. You see mixers in your church at the back, right?
Yes.
They use that to regulate based on the performance as well.
Yes, sir.
Depending on the volume of who is speaking. If the person doesn't talk loud enough, they increase the sensitivity. Are we clear?
Yes.
Any other thing?
Yes.
So about the quantum port.
Phantom power. Don't bother your mind around that. Just know the two different types of microphones are condenser microphone and dynamic microphone. Condenser microphone needs a phantom power, meaning it has to be hooked up. It has to be connected to some other devices. You can't just use it on its own. But most dynamic microphones, you can even plug them by USB and you're good to go. Some you just use batteries and they're fine. You understand?
Quantum power. It gathers electricity
It uses
from other
more.
devices.
Yes, it has to be connected to some other device. You can't just use the microphone on its own. Any other questions? Yes.
Those other switches on the phone.
They all have different advanced applications. Okay, I won't be able to go into in depth and explain everything for you, but just know that they're all important. Yes.
Is the keyboard attached to the mixer?
The keyboard is not attached to the mixer, but it is controlling. You all know computers, right?
Yes.
A computer is the first fundamental tool you need in any studio because that's what you need to run your softwares and
Yes.
you understand, right? And then you need a big-sized monitor so you can see as clear as possible, right? Imagine we're using a small laptop to do all this. It makes work more complicated and stressful, right? Any other questions? Yeah.
Okay. So, in this room, are
Yeah.
you the one that edits how they sound?
In the studio?
Yes.
No. Now, how they sound in the studio they have these voice processors, right?
Yes, sir.
Has the potential for you to put certain effects on it, such as compressor. Compressor is what makes the volume in your house not to change when the presenter is speaking and they start whispering. it is the same volume. And then when they are shouting, it is the same volume. There is nobody, quickly adjusting the sensitivity of their mic. Why? Because there's an effect called compressor that is put on the voice processor that is connected to their mic, meaning the setup of how the devices work are different in the live studio, are different from the production studio. Do you understand?
Yes.
So those in the live studio, they are not gauging their sensitivity. It just depends on what's going on. If whoever they're interviewing, for example, doesn't have much volume, they could just bump up their own sensitivity a bit. But they don't keep touching their sensitivity based on their performance. Do you understand?
Yes.
Meaning, who asked the question and what was the question? What did you say?
I asked whether
If I'm in charge, good. Now there's a technical department. The technical department is in charge of making sure that all the mics sound at a good volume level. The output, that's what you guys hear at home, are at a good volume level, all the mics. So that technical department goes there every morning, maybe every week. Technicians, they go there to make sure that everything is balanced. Do you understand?
Yes.
But I handle all the processes in terms of recording, getting the sounds together, editing, then putting it together, putting it into a finished product that now plays. I put it on this software. So if you are to look in the live studios, you see this software on the 3 radio stations. All the sounds I produce, I put them here. They are now able to play them for you guys at home. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any other question?
What's this television for?
Oh, that's supposed to be an auxiliary or an extra monitor for ease of. For example, if this monitor was on now, I'll probably put this there, and then you will be seeing multiple. It just helps to see more. Yeah.
This round thing is not.
Perfect. We didn't get here. What's this?
I don't know what it is, but I think it's used to reduce the amount of sound going
Yes.
to the mic.
Yes. You're right. No. You said something. You said this. One of the differences in the mics is this one has something around it, right?
Yes.
This foam and this filter is a pop filter. They do the same work. What he just said. It reduces the amount of what?
Sound.
Good. So it's not sound. It's called plosives. Air. Gush of air. When you say g, b, t, p, anything that you say that will make air pump out of your mouth, right? You need a foam or a filter to capture it to reduce that effect of the so that it doesn't affect the sound that is going in. If not, you'll be struggling to mix both the sound and the noise that came from the air coming out of your mouth, and that will be stressful. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it's a very, very important. The ones in your church, do you see them having anything like this?
No.
Exactly. But if you look at any production studio picture online, you see a lot of them having filters on them. Any other question? Those of you ask me.
So I think as the one in charge of the production,
Yeah.
what exactly do you use the speakers for?
The speakers, I use them to accurately balance the sounds of the different clips that make up whatever I am producing.
And the microphone.
And the microphones, I use them to record the voiceover artist. The voiceover artist is the voice of the person saying 95.9. That's not me, right? Right?
Yeah. Yes.
So those are called voice actors or voiceover artists. So they come, I direct them, we read the scripts, and then we bring the script to life. The script comes alive when the producer directs the voiceover. Let me show you what I mean. So I just edited this. This is what I was working on when it came in.
On Talking Figures, we'll be talking business, crunching the numbers,
Can you see
following
the
the money,
on Talking
and
Figures, we'll
examining
be talking
policy.
business. Whoa. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And then this
Expert
clip
views and
you're seeing,
opinions.
this is the clip.
Yes, sir.
In policy communication, it has to be perfect. That's to say.
Now this is an insert. By the time I'm done with it, it's supposed to sound like this. Let me show you what the finished product is going to sound like. This is what the finished product.
When those news will be reported.
What about conversation? We bring it. And why are you talking to me then?
Sport, current affairs, and more.
You sure can count on us. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So the voiceover artist or the voice actors come in, you set the mic, set the sensitivity, record them, edit out any errors, pick other sounds that will go together with that voiceover artist's performance, then mix it with accurate, balanced sounds to get the best product playing for you guys at home.
Okay.
Do you understand now? Is it very clear what we do here?
Yeah.
Those of you close to the wall, touch the wall.
Soundproof.
Nah, not really.
sound?
What's there? What's there, first of all?
Name tag.
Foam, right?
Yeah.
It's called acoustic treatment, studio acoustic treatment. Now, soundproof is different in the sense that when you soundproof a place, how many of you know phones that are waterproof?
Oh.
What does it mean?
It means
That
water
water
can't
can't
penetrate.
Good. So if this place is soundproof, it means sound cannot come in and sound cannot go out. That's a different kind of acoustic treatment entirely. But this particular one is called studio padding or sound treatment. To do what? Why do you need foams on the wall?
So that if people are speaking
Wrong. That's soundproofing. That's what I just told you. That's wrong. Why do you
What you're saying, what you're speaking from.
That's still soundproofing. Why do you need foam on the wall? How many of you sing in the shower? How do you sound in the shower? What do you think is happening in the shower?
Find your voice.
The tiles are bouncing back your voice into
Echo.
millions of tiny echoes. Why? You call them echo, that's a layman term, but they're called reverb or reverberation. Echoes are what you hear when you speak into an empty building or you go to a cave and then when you say something and then it comes back after some milliseconds, right? And it comes back almost complete. You say, hey! And then you hear, hey! And then you hear, right? That's echo. But in your shower, you don't hear it, that, right? But you know that you're hearing your voice. It's just that they're so tiny, right? What does that tell you? That means hard surfaces bounce sound, right?
Yes.
So imagine you leave all the surfaces hard. Can you guys pay attention, please? Thank you. Hard surfaces will introduce noise into your recording. So in a studio, you pad it with either foam. Some people use, egg crate. This paper egg crate, right? Some people use. How many of you know apple crates? Those black crates that apples are on top inside the carton, right? Some people use that. Some people use wood. Okay, so the goal is to put something that absorbs sound in the studio, so that when you're saying something or recording something, it comes out as what they call dead sound. The sound in your shower is alive. It's alive with a lot of activity, right? Now the sound in the studio has to be as dead as possible, meaning any effect on the voice should be you that added it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you record and there is some effect on the voice already, you will struggle in producing and mixing and adding other effects on it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Any questions?
So how is wood used?
Wood absorbs sound. Wood has tiny holes in them. So by the time the sound goes in, before it comes out, those holes have trapped it. Same thing with foam. Same thing with any other thing I listed. You get?
On your computer, it trained that something is playing. Is it what's on air right now?
Yes, this is what's on air on Cool FM right now.
Do you control Cool FM?
No. What I do here is I put sounds in. It's just I can see what's happening, but I'm not hearing it. Yes, there's access. This software is on all the systems and all the live
Is that
studios.
why all the surfaces are made of wood?
Yeah, you need wood as much as possible, so wood helps you to absorb all the sound. Yes.
What's the voice processor used?
The voice processor powers the mic with the phantom power that I told you. What else? Any other questions? What source of ventilation do we have in the studio and why?
AC.
Why?
To prevent the breakdown.
And that's for the equipment. I said source of ventilation.
Ventilation.
What's ventilation, by the way? The free flow of air and space, right? You need to breathe. Won't you breathe, right? So why do we have an AC and not a fan?
I think because AC gets the air.
Fan gets the air.
Rotation of the blade.
Don't worry.
Rotation of the.
Oh. It takes air in as much as it brings out.
Yeah, I love that.
So that like when you want to blow it, the air will not.
Right, so fan circulates the air that is already there, right?
Yeah.
Air condition takes out all the breath that we're breathing out. Oh, carbon dioxide. Air conditioner will take it out and then bring in fresh air, right? One more thing. Fan makes more sound. In a studio, this sound you're hearing now is not supposed to be. It's faulty. I actually called the guy to come fix it. In a studio, you need the place as quiet as possible, so that when you're recording, noise doesn't get in. You understand? Plus, you can't have a window because noise will come in. So it's part of sound treatment or soundproofing to not have windows. Okay? Any other question? Okay, I I covered everything, right?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you all for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Yes, teacher, you can have your pupils now. I'm done with them. Somebody's trying to come in, right? All right, so that was that. So with this, you have an idea of how busy a day we have over here. Production is interesting, and I love it. I get to do this Mondays to Saturdays.